All right, today we're opening up the medicine cabinet and talking about something almost all of us have on the shelf. It's that little tube of cream we've probably all used without a second thought. But, what is this stuff really? And are we even using it the right way? You know that feeling, right? That surprise rash or a mosquito bite that just will not quit? Or maybe it's just a random patch of dry, irritated skin. It happens to everyone. So when it does, what's your go-to move? Yeah, for so many of us, the answer is this unassuming little tube. It's our quick fix, the trusty hero for those minor skin emergencies. But what are we actually rubbing on our skin? Yep, you heard that right. It's a steroid. Now, that word might sound a little intense for a simple itch cream, right? But understanding what that really means is the first step to using it safely and, well, effectively. So, what on earth is a corticosteroid? Well, it's not some weird foreign chemical. It's actually just a lab-made version of cortisol. That's a hormone your own body makes to deal with stress and, more importantly here, inflammation. So in a way, the cream is just borrowing from your body's own playbook to tell your skin to calm down. But here's the thing, not all hydrocortisone is created equal. The tube you grab at the pharmacy, that's a low-potency version, usually 1% or less. It's perfect for those minor little things. But if you've got a more severe or stubborn condition, your doctor might give you a prescription for a much stronger version. The key takeaway is that the strength is tailored to the problem. Okay, so how does this cream actually work its magic? I like to think of it like a firefighter for your skin. When your skin gets irritated, it's basically screaming fire and sounding all the alarms. See, your immune system rushes to the scene, and it just floods the area with chemicals like histamines. Those are the real culprits behind the itch. Now, this response is supposed to be helpful, but is what causes all the annoying symptoms. The redness, the swelling, that relentless itching. It's your body's defense system just going into total overdrive. This is where hydrocortisone comes in with a three-part mission. First, it tells your cells to stop pumping out those inflammatory chemicals, which dials down the redness and swelling. Second, it gets in there and interrupts the nerve signals that are screaming itch to your brain. And third, it basically tells the local immune cells to just stand down and take a break, giving your skin a chance to heal. So, knowing how it works is great, but knowing how to use it is what really matters. This isn't just any old lotion, it's a medication, and applying it the right way is absolutely everything. Okay, following the right routine is crucial. First, always start with clean, dry skin. You want it to absorb properly. Then, and this is a big one, only apply a thin layer. Seriously, a little dabble will do ya. Use it consistently, but don't cover it with a bandage, which can trap the medicine and make it way too strong. And most importantly, you have to know when to stop. I want to pause on this because this is such a vital takeaway. It is so tempting to think that just slathering on a big glob of cream will make it work faster, but it's the exact opposite. Using too much doesn't make it work any better. It just seriously increases your risk of running into problems. Remember this number, 7. For the over-the-counter stuff, that's your limit, 7 days. If the problem isn't getting better after a week of using it correctly, it's time to stop. That's a huge sign that you need to call a doctor. Which, of course, leads us to a really important question. Hydrocortisone is an amazing tool, but it's a powerful one. And if you misuse it, well, there can be some pretty unwelcome consequences. So let's talk about safety. Now, this isn't meant to scare you. It's about empowering you to use this medicine cabinet staple the right way and, keep your skin happy and healthy. If you use hydrocortisone for way too long, and we're talking weeks or months here, not just a few days, it can actually start to damage the skin right where you're applying it. It can cause the skin to get thinner, create stretch marks, and even make tiny little blood vessels more visible. And this is exactly why that 7-day rule is so important. All right, even more important than knowing when to stop is knowing when you should never even start. This cream is for inflammation. It is not a cure-all for every single skin issue. And using it on the wrong thing can make the problem much worse. Let's break this down real quick, because it suppresses your immune system. Putting it on an infection is like helping the germs win the fight. It can also cause acne and rosacea to flare up badly. And you want to be super careful on thin skin, like on your face or other sensitive areas, because it absorbs more easily there, and that increases the risk of side effects. And please never just slather it over huge parts of your body unless your doctor specifically tells you to. And for all the parents listening, this is a very important note. A child's skin is different. They absorb a lot more of the medication relative to their body size. This makes them more vulnerable to side effects. So for kids, you should always, always check with a pediatrician first. No exceptions? So after all that, what's the one thing you really need to remember? It's this. Hydrocortisone cream is a potent, targeted medicine. It is not, and I repeat, not a daily moisturizer. This right here, this sums it up perfectly. This is the golden rule. The whole idea is to use the lowest strength that works for the shortest amount of time possible just to clear up the issue. You treat the problem and then you stop. That's the entire philosophy. And that really leaves us with this one final thought. Being smart about hydrocortisone isn't just about how to use it. It's about having the wisdom to know when not to. Recognizing that moment when a simple itch might actually be a signal to seek professional advice, well, that's the most powerful skin health tool you have.